Hey everyone, this is Eden with the connection effect. Hopefully you can hear us okay. I'm going to make sure that this microphone is on really quick. I probably should have done that. Okay, very good. All right. I'm here with Tiffany Samples with Solace Body Solutions, and she is going to tell us a little bit about her services and how she helps people live a healthier, happier, better lifestyle. So thank you, Tiffany, for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Okay. Well, I am Tiffany Samples, and as she said, I own Solace Body Solutions. I started in 2001 as a massage therapist and worked until I no longer could hold a pen, a fork. My hands they were done. So did a lot of deep tissue work on a lot of athletes. I hopped around in a few different sales positions. I sold radio, I sold insurance, I did a lot of things, and I really missed the industry. I missed my clients. I missed, just the interaction of people. So I ended up getting back into the field through aesthetics. And that is technically skin therapy is one of the definitions, but I do a lot of waxing. So I help people with time efficiency come and see me once a month instead of every day in the shower or in the bathroom or whatever it may be. So I do a lot of waxing. I do other hair removal techniques that have a more permanent effect. I do skin rejuvenation and a lot of other things mixed in there. So that's a little bit about what I do now.
Yeah, I love that. So one of the things that you mentioned was that you started out in massage therapy.
Yes.
And you kind of got to a point where you couldn't do it anymore. And so you kind of switched over to aesthetics.
Yes.
How did you navigate that, going from massage therapy to now skin therapy?
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a journey. I got into aesthetics first because I was talking about missing the industry, and a friend of mine had said, well, what about just doing aesthetics? Because in Missouri, you can still do massage with an aesthetics license, but it is not massage therapy.
Okay.
So it is relaxation focused. So I thought, okay, well, great. And then I just didn't expect to enjoy everything else so much. And as I have matured in my earthly age, I have found that doing things that are less physically taxing on my body are really important for my longevity in my career.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been nice to add all of these other things. And I got back into it through an apprenticeship. So when I did my apprenticeship, I was able to take some advanced classes that you wouldn't usually take as a typical student.
Okay.
So it was really great. I got to I think with any industry, you learn a lot of things when you go through school, but you don't always learn them the right way. You kind of relearn once you're out. So I got to just jump in and learn a lot of things from advanced professionals right away, which was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know that you have more of a professional background as well. How does that play out, as far as where you are today?
Yeah. So my time in between massage and aesthetics, like I said, I got into some sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I built houses with my dad is why I got out in the first place.
Yeah.
He saw me constantly rubbing my hands and he was like, kid, what are you doing? He'll call me kid until he's dead and I'm 80. But kid, what are you doing? And I said, well, my hands hurt, Dad. I work on big guys all day. So he said, well, come work with me. I'll teach you to build houses, twice the money, half the time. So I did that until the housing market crashed. And then I went from insurance sales and then got into media sales. So I sold radio.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for another independent marketing company. And the awesome thing about taking that then back into my business when I got back into it is I was able to really hit some different marketing strategies and have a bit more of an awareness going in and how to present myself to people, how to talk to people. And it's really helped a lot.
Yeah. And I love that because you get to take those skills and that knowledge and just build onto it for your own business, for your own application, throughout Solace Body Solutions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the things that I know about Tiffany, and if you want to share, is that you were also in a band.
Yes. Yes. So for years and years, since 2004 is when I started professionally.
Yeah.
I sang in church when I was a kid, which is how a lot of musicians start.
Yes.
And then you find out that bars pay a little more than church sometimes.
Yeah.
So there's that transition. But yeah, so I sang professionally from 2004 until right before COVID, really, because then my business of being locked in a room with clients and touching them and being in a bar around a lot of people who want to shake your hand and say, "Oh, it's you," was a little contradictory at the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta step away from that. So do you think that you'll ever go back into?
I really enjoy the emotional release of singing. There's a lot of performing, I should say.
Yes.
There's a lot of things I can get out because it's such an alter ego
Yes.
to who I am in my office, which is I'm going to step out and I'll have you get on the table, and this kind of person to being on stage, just, so it's a nice alter ego, and I have found other ways to have an outlet for that. As I've gone on and not been so involved in the music scene anymore, but now I get to mentor others, which has been really fun too.
Yeah, good. Well, I love that you still you have that outlet still, which is great. But also I know there's a big following behind you because you were, using your voice and, getting out there in the public. So
yeah. I have had people who, they'll look online or something and they'll show up in my office and they're like, wait a minute. I'm like,
yep, here she is. So cool. And you still get to have that, you still get to use that heart-centered part of it, with your clients and you said perform, and that really kind of hits on it because you're putting your whole body into it, your whole self into it.
Yeah. And one thing I found too, as I have helped mentor other people, even in my aesthetics business and in that world, is that there's sometimes I had somebody ask me once, well, I don't always feel like going to work every day. Like, I don't always feel like it. I don't want, in clients and dealing with people and their stuff. And I said, sometimes you have to separate yourself. And it's just an act. Like whenever I get on stage, it is my job to make everybody in the room feel special. And it's the same thing in my business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love that. So I really want to know something about your business or what you do, something that you absolutely love the most. I know you just said, working through that, but what is like maybe one or two things that are your favorite about working with your clients?
So I'll tell you that as far as the services go, some things that are very satisfying to me that I didn't expect. Waxing is super satisfying because it's whatever they need done. You come in and then the hair is gone. So like, that the results are there. Like, you get the results that you wanted. So I do a lot of men's waxing. There aren't a lot of people around here who specialize in that. And that's one thing that I have found in everything I've done throughout my various careers and whatever, is to find the thing that nobody else is doing or that very few people are doing and do it better. So I actually get a lot of referrals from other spas in town for a lot of male waxing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of the things I enjoy because of doing that and because of being really fast at what I do. I'm able to use another service, a product called Epil Free that is it's a more permanent version of hair removal. So similar to like laser, where you do 10, 12 treatments and eventually the hair is mostly gone. Epil Free is like that, except that it's safe for all skin types and all hair types.
Okay.
So laser goes after pigment. So it needs dark hair and light skin to work. So if you look like me, you're safe. But if you look like anybody else in the world, it goes after the pigment. So it can cause, it can burn, dark pigmented skin, and light hair it won't always pick up.
Okay.
So this is something that is plant-based, and it just goes after the actual dermal papilla, and you don't have to know the science. I can talk to you about that later if you want to know. But it doesn't depend on the pigment. So it's safe for all skin types.
Well, that's really cool. And I'm glad that you bring that up too, because I know that as someone that has sensitive skin myself, it's hard to find someone that has products that are not just good for me, but universally good.
Yes.
Plant-based and or, not gonna tear up my skin.
Yes.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, the skincare line that I use is also a vegan line. And most of the products on there are gluten-free as well. There is some wheat protein in a couple of the sprays, but it's vegan and everything's recyclable and the packaging and all that. And as someone who has eczema and deals with the dry skin and flaking and the redness and the patches and all that kind of stuff, I have actually been able to calm my skin through this. So I really,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And you're not just using it on yourself, you're using it on your clients and you're, continuing that consistency as
Yes.
as you're working with them.
Yes.
That's good. Awesome. One of the other things that I wondered, so you mentioned working with men, so doing men's waxing. Do you have a certain maybe gender or certain group demographic of people that you work with on a regular basis? Or
so I work with everybody, with all genders. I do have clients who are in the process of or have transitioned as well. And so that can be a sensitive area for a lot of people to not even know where to go or who to talk to about getting waxing. There are, just for the general public to know, something that you may not know is that for those in transition, male to female, they have to get electrolysis on their genitals when they're in. So yeah, it's pretty involved. So there are things that as we go along that are required in their transition that I'm able to kind of help them through in some other ways. But yeah, I do work with all genders, and I am grateful to be somebody who can help them as they are transitioning and kind of be that, we use the word safe space a lot, but really being a place where you can come and just talk about those things and feel comfortable with somebody who gets it. So.
Yeah. And that confidence level too, knowing that they can come to you because you are a safe space, but also because you're helping them. They're working through whatever it is in their journey, whatever step, and you're providing that comfort and that consistency throughout the process. So yeah, I'm really glad that I get to know you in that capacity, as far as seeing you out in the community as an entrepreneur, a female business owner, and then also as a safe space for people. It's important to me, and I've learned so much too from my clients. We've had conversations about the way that my menu is worded and saying male Brazilian, female Brazilian. I've asked, like, is this something, do I need to change my wording? And I've been told that no, the wording was fine, like we know and we'll talk to you about it. And so I will say though, I'm always open to that dialogue. So if anyone ever does see something and they're like, hey, this is an idea, why don't you try this instead? I am open to that dialogue all day long. That's good. Just being open to that receptive and open to that feedback. Because you want your clients to feel comfortable and connected to you as you're providing those services to them.
Yes,
for sure. That's good. Let's see. So what is the most fulfilling part? I know obviously working with the clients.
There's that, the connections you make, and I'm not saying that just because you have the connection effect. I do. It wasn't unintentional, but those connections that you make and watching people, hearing about their kids as they grow. And what I love, my clients who come in every week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, however, and I'm able to kind of go with them on these journeys and participate in their lives and hear things and give feedback. And, when I've had clients who, one in particular I'm thinking of right now, that since she started dating this guy, they got married. Now she may be having a baby like any moment.
Oh,
But to watch her go through that and to just be, we're thinking about having a baby and then we are. And so those kind of journeys are really great to be a part of.
yeah.
That's really special to me.
Yeah. And it is for your clients too. I know it is because they have that consistent person in their life that gets to hear their story and, identify with them on a level, but then also providing that service, that genuine connection of skin touch and,
So yeah, that was actually a thing, when we came back from COVID, I was shut down for 6 weeks, as most people were. And when we came back, my business actually grew exponentially because I pushed safety so much, having worked in the hospital systems before. And I have lots of healthcare clientele. And so I was asking them, is there anything that I need to be aware of, anything I'm not doing?
Yeah.
And one of my clients who's an EMT paramedic said, actually, I'm pretty sure you sanitize just as well as we sanitize the truck. You're good.
Yeah.
But as we went back into that and being able to give that human touch in a safe way was so important to so many people. And I was, again, grateful to be a part of that. And there were times that it was scary, on my end, but I made it through and we made it through and here we are.
Yes. So if you had maybe like some advice for someone that is, I don't know, considering looking into becoming an esthetician, what would you offer for them?
Oh, I love this. Like, getting me excited here. Figure out what you're good at and don't concern yourself with what everybody else thinks you should do. Right now, like eyelashes are the hot thing. Everybody has eyelashes, or, well, do you do threading? Do you do this? Find out what you're good at, get better at it and better at it. If you can add to those things, like I added Epil Free to my waxing, I've added the 2L skin line to my facials and things like that. But find out what you are good at, find out what those that you trust are good at, and refer out. Don't try. I think, can I use the word half-ass? Okay, don't half-ass. Don't half-ass your services because you want to get your hands in everything. Do what you are good at, get better and better at what you can, and then be willing to refer out services to others so that your clients are always getting the best service no matter where. And then you become a resource. I'm a resource for my clients for so many things because they know that if I refer them to somebody, it's going to be one of the top people in whatever their field is that they are going to be referred to. So
yeah, and that's really important too, because the more practice you have and more consistency you show for your clients, the more they're going to refer to you and the more they're going to want to come to you. But also having that reliability that if you don't know how to do something or you're not super great at it yet, that you're willing to refer out and offer another resource to support them in whatever it is that they need.
It's very important.
It is. And that's what I say too. I'm a life coach. I'm not a counselor. I'm not an esthetician. That's part of why I wanted to do this project, because I want people to have resources. I want them to have real life people that they can reach out to, that they connect with, that provide services that I can't.
I have clients that I've said, purposefully ask me, even if you think that I don't do something, that I don't do something, ask me, because I probably know somebody who does.
Yes. Yeah. And, it also builds that trust that you are not going to step into something that you're not comfortable with, or that could harm them or, set them back.
Correct.
Further than what they were, when they first came to you, which is so important.
I'm dealing with hot wax on people's bodies and chemicals and all kinds of stuff. I've got needles in their faces sometimes and, scalpels and all these things. Like, they need to be able to trust me.
So those are not things that I want to do.
So. Right. You should be trained.
So I'm very glad that you can do this. And one other thing that I think is really important when we talk about referrals, but also building that level of communication with people where they can trust to ask you questions.
Yes.
Just to be comfortable, but also know that if they ask you a question, you're not gonna give them an incorrect answer, and in a way that's like, you're not just going to try to fill in the gap.
Yes, I'm willing to say I don't know, but I can find the answer
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
And that's a lot better than giving them some, let me pull this out of here over here, and we're going to
Yes.
pretend that this is right. And then you find out, oh, it's exactly the opposite. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that's really good. And, too, one of the things that I love about our community, specifically our local community, is that we are able to connect and, work with each other. But also that it's not that you are maybe you're not confident in one area, but you are connected to someone that is, and you can work together.
Yes.
So it's not that it's taking away from something that you're already doing or that you could potentially provide. It is, you're really building your network, your community around your clients that need those services.
I have years and years in the massage field, but I am no longer a licensed massage therapist. So if there are certain modalities that they need, I'm grateful to have people that I can say, you need to go to this person at Precision Wellness, or you need to go to this person at Queen City Beauty Spa, or this, or now Skin Waxy. So I have those people that I can say, these are where you go, and they both of those places refer to me too. So,
yeah. And that's important. I think it's really important, not just for referral networks and things like that, but that community, building that solid foundation for a good community of services, products and services. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about if you had a few maybe tips or suggestions for someone that is wanting to work with you, or they aren't sure what services you provide? Like, is there something that you could offer them, just a generic tip or suggestion?
Yeah. So you can find a lot of answers on solacebodysolutions.com, which I just had redone. Simple social media marketing just redid that for me. So we're tying that up a little bit. But yes, so solacebodysolutions.com, you can go there. And then some general tips just to help in your everyday life is 99% of the time, drink more water. We're drinking our coffees right now. I'm not gonna lie about it, but whatever your body weight is, half of that. So if you're 150 pounds, then 75 is the number of ounces you should be drinking a day. And that is separate from sweat exercise. So make sure that you're getting enough water. A lot of facial issues come down to hydration, hygiene, home care, and hormones. So those are some things that I'll check in with people on. Waxing, a gentle exfoliation when you're at home. I give people an exfoliation glove when they come in, so they can do some of that. So, but almost always drink more water is just good life advice. Wear your sunscreen.
My husband knows anytime there's something wrong, I'm like, did you drink enough water?
Yeah. Yep. I had years ago, I had a massage client who I would always tell him to drink water, and he's like, I don't know why I always feel sore the day after. Of course I drink water. And then one day he finally came in and said, so I actually drink water this time, and I didn't feel hungover after a massage. I tell you these things for a reason. But same with with facials, with waxing, your skin needs to be hydrated so the hair doesn't break actually when you're waxing. So
I did not know that.
If you are drinking enough water, then your skin stays hydrated. You're not going to have dry skin where it's going to if you get that dry skin layer that cracks trying to adhere to or anything. So all important tips.
Yeah, cool. Now I'm thinking, like, when I go to get my eyebrows waxed.
Drink your water. Don't come in always drink your coffee too, but don't come in super caffeinated before a wax or anything like that, because your blood flow is up, your anxiety is up. So especially for any sort of body waxing where you may be a little more anxiety ridden. You want to make sure that you're nice and calm. So don't drink a whole bunch of caffeine right before you come in for a wax. Save that for after.
Okay, wow. I'm gonna write these tips down for myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure my person is gonna be like, you're a whole new person.
Right? It's so comfortable here.
I love that. Okay, well, is there anything that you would like to share with our viewers, with our audience that maybe we didn't talk about?
I will say that the name of my business, Solace Body Solutions, is important to me. And one of the things I say in all of my little social media videos that I do is find your solace at Solace Body. What I'm trying to help people do, whether that's time management through waxing, if that is, age management through skincare, whatever it is, stress management. These are the things that I'm trying to help them find their own solace, whatever that is for that person.
Yeah.
So it's always bringing you back to center and back to your own solace for what yourself, no matter what that may be.
Yeah.
At Solace Body Solutions.
Yeah. I love that. I am all about just getting grounded and, just being present, existing as we are,
Yeah.
fully and naturally as much as possible. So,
Yes.
yes. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, well, I don't have any other questions. Do you have anything else that you want to share or offer?
I think that is it. I will say that I really enjoyed the session that I got to do with you when we did our dream boards and the 4 words that you had us pick. That was really cool. So I enjoyed that, and I hope that people take advantage of the things that you have out there to offer them.
And that was for anyone that hasn't done this yet. It's the affirmations workshop. So it focuses on becoming who we really are authentically, and picking out our affirmations naturally. I am loved, I am powerful, and so on. And I love that you mentioned that, because I do that with clients because I did it for myself. When I first started life coaching, and I really wanted to find exercises and opportunities that would most help my clients, most benefit them. And that exercise was so incredibly powerful for me. And it really just propelled me forward to continue doing the work that I'm doing, providing the services. And so I thought, this is something that the whole world needs.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be able to find their true affirmations and not focus on what the rest of the world is doing.
No.
And I'm glad that it worked for you. And I've also had several clients just share that it is a reminder to them every single day of who they are.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And we're all different, and that's very important.
yes, it is. And whenever you pick an affirmation out of thin air, it's not yours. It's someone else's energy.
Yeah.
And when you go on Google and type in affirmations, there's all of these really cute and what do they call it? Flowery words. But someone else has taken the time to put that together, and someone, put it on a cute little background or change the fonts. But at the end of the day, if you do not feel that, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not going to be much help. It's not really going to push you forward. It's not going to motivate you to continue using it. And so those affirmations, when we sit down and we say, this is who I am, we're not looking at what someone else has done. We're looking at, exactly who we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Even you and I, we have a lot of the same, we've had parallel journeys sometimes that we've been able to share, which has been really cool. But we have very different goals. You're a mother. I am not. The things that are most important to you are not going to be the things that are most important to me. And it's important to see those differences and to be able to really shine with whoever we are truly.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I do appreciate that.
And it does help us connect more genuinely with ourselves. With our purpose, with our mission in life, but then also connecting with one another. If we're confident and grounded in who we are, then we can connect with other people.
Yes.
easier and more profoundly in a way that maybe before it wasn't that way. And so, yes, that makes a lot of sense. We can be walking the same path, visually, but also, in very different ways and very different journeys in our life. So, yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for being here. And thank you everyone for listening in, watching this. I am really hoping to get some more co-hosts on and sharing those with you. If you have some suggestions or people that you want to hear from, have them reach out to me. I would love to share more about them. And for today, I want to make sure that you know that Tiffany is at www.solacebodysolutions.com. I hope to see you soon. And until then, see you later.